Welcome to the Manifestation Babe podcast. My name is Catherine Zinkina, and I'm a manifestation expert, master mindset coach, and multiple seven-figure entrepreneur. I'm obsessed with helping you achieve everything that you once thought was impossible. If you're looking to massively up-level your life, your finances, your relationships, your productivity and success, then you have come to the right place. My goal in this podcast is to help you see the infinite potential within yourself to be, do, and have anything that your heart desires. Think of this podcast as your weekly dose of mindset development to help you maximize who you are and where you're going. Leave it to me to provide you with the tools, the resources, the strategies, and teachings that you need to manifest a reality wilder than your wildest dreams. I know we're about to have so much fun together, so thank you so much for pushing play today, and now let's begin. Hey, gorgeous souls, and welcome back to the podcast. So the podcast you're about to listen to today comes from a free challenge that I've decided to host on my Instagram this week. It is a 4-day faith challenge where I am teaching you and encouraging you to transmute your fear into faith during these uncertain times. There is no opt-in, there are no emails, there are no sales, just pure free content to help you stay grounded, calm, and collected throughout this coronavirus pandemic and beyond, because boy, do we need it. Though the audio quality may not be the best, as I already forgot to plug in my microphone on day one, the content is here to stay on the podcast for as long as you need to really reconnect with yourself, let go of your fears and worries, and come back to the essence of who you truly are, a spiritual, high vibrational being in human form, a light worker for yourself and for others. Some of the practices we go into in these next upcoming episodes are best done while following along with me. So if you aren't yet following my Instagram at @manifestationbabe, I have the video recordings in my IGTV section so that you can follow along. I hope that you guys are all staying healthy, staying safe, and may you find the peace that you deserve in these next upcoming episodes. Remember that life is a game and we are playing the game by keeping our vibration high. You get to choose your thoughts. You get to choose your beliefs. You get to choose your feelings. With that, let's dive right in. Hey, gorgeous souls. I hope you guys are doing amazing in spite of everything that's happening right now. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy. I hope you are physically, socially distancing yourself, staying at home, doing the best that you can with all the resources that you have. It's an interesting time right now, and I felt very called to come on here and do a 4-day challenge for you guys. This is purely coming from my intuition. I literally don't even know what this challenge is going to look like come tomorrow. What day is it? Yeah. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I have an idea of what we're going to do today. I'm going to be sharing with you guys every single day. My intention is to share with you guys a practice, a mindset, a reframe of some sort to really help you transmute any kind of uncertainty or any kind of fear into faith, into calm, into peace, so that you can feel empowered rather than disempowered. And what I mean by that is that when you put yourself in a place of knowing that you have options and you can choose to do something about a situation, especially in a situation that's very, very uncertain, you're going to feel a lot more empowered rather than you just feeling all kinds of panic and fear and chaos. And then the best that you can do from that place is really to just, lay in bed, put the covers over your head and hide and cry. And it's just like a downward spiral that's not going to create any good in your life. And I am someone who personally always sees the bright side of things. I always see the opportunity in things. I have not always been this way. I had to train myself to be this way. But finally, it's like my training has paid off so that I can help you guys see the light in the situation. And especially if you are a light worker, healer, someone someone who is doing good work in the world, which I believe is most of us who are on this channel, right? If you're following me, most likely you are a light worker who has incarnated into the planet or onto the planet at this time to raise the vibration of the planet. And so I really, really appreciate you guys. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for doing whatever it is that you can to inspire hope in other people and to help other people transmute their fear at this time into faith. So before I get started, I just want to see where you guys tuning in from. I want to keep this as interactive as possible, and I really want to address the issues that you guys are struggling with, especially when we go into one of my favorite practices that I practice anytime that I have anxiety come up or anytime that I'm feeling fear. And it works so well, almost like too well sometimes. And so I really want to share this with you guys so that you can have this practice, work through it with me, and then take it with you so that anytime you have a trigger that comes up, you're able to work through whatever it is that you're going through. Oh, there are the comments. Oh my God, I was like stuck at the very top. And I was like, nobody's commenting in here. What's going on? London, Beverly Hills. Oh, you're my neighbor. West Virginia, Corona, Germany. As always, guys, we are worldwide. Stockholm, Sydney, Australia, Los Angeles, Long Beach. Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, some of you have already been mentioning, how you're feeling. And I just want to remind you that however you are feeling right now is completely okay. And I want you guys to remember that your feelings are valid and you need to feel them. It is so much better for you to cry if you want to cry, to allow yourself to feel anxious if that's what you feel, instead of numbing it or pretending like it doesn't exist, right? Because when you compartmentalize your feelings or you just stuff them down, they're going to come back up at some later time, right? And I want to share with you guys how you can work through your feelings in a very, very healthy way, so that you can tap back into the core true essence of who you are, which is a high vibrational being, right? Which is a loving being, so constantly surrounded by love and light. When you are able to shed these layers or these energies that aren't serving you by feeling through them, not by stuffing them back down, you're able to come back up to that higher vibration. Yeah, all I want to do is eat and sleep this all away. I know. But, unfortunately, that's the easy thing to do. The hard thing to do is to show up no matter what, is to see the bright side of things, is to see the opportunity, is to help other people. If you're in the position to help other people, I hope that that's what you're doing. Yeah, I know personally for me in the last couple weeks, I have, first of all, this started unfolding around January, right? And so since January and February, all through February especially, it took me so long to connect why I've been waking up in the middle of the night panicking. And it wasn't until last week where I finally made that connection and was able to distinguish between my emotions and other people's emotions, was when I was finally able to start sleeping through the entire night and not waking up anxious in the morning and going to my, first of all, separating between what my feelings are and what other people's feelings are, which right now there's a lot of feelings floating out there. So if you are an empath or if you are a highly sensitive being, you are going to pick up a lot. So it's so important that you do protect your energy and you do learn to distinguish between the two. And the best way to distinguish for me especially is to ask myself, am I feeling this for a reason, or is it kind of coming out of nowhere? Like I have no real reason right now in my direct environment to feel this way. And usually if it's something that feels like it's just coming out of nowhere, it's typically someone else's feelings that you picked up, someone else's emotions, someone else's energy. But if you have a reason, some sort of valid reason, even if it's a disempowering reason, or even if it's your mind just creating reasons for you to feel certain things, then that is your emotion. And then you're able to work with that emotion and you're able to release that emotion. Yeah, definitely trouble sleeping and feel constantly drained. Absolutely. Yes. I just want to let you guys know that we're all in this together. And whatever you're feeling is valid, and whatever you are feeling, you can work through and you can let go of it. Okay. And I want you to know that if you are feeling upset or anxious or whatever feelings that you're feeling, to just let yourself feel that way. And sometimes what I do, this alone was like the game changer for me. And it sounds so ridiculously simple. But something that really worked for me is to be able to just go to a place. Like, for instance, I really like these chairs in my office. So I'm not sitting in my usual place right now. I'm sitting in my meditation chair because I really like how upright I sit in this meditation chair. It really helps me keep my back straight, and it's just very, very comfortable. And so I'll come here, and this will kind of be my place to process things. And that's my suggestion for you guys, is to find a place where you can process things, whether it's the bathroom right now. If you are quarantined or self-quarantined or you are social distancing, I know that there's not many options of where you can go. I hope you guys are staying home, because that's the responsible thing to do right now, especially with people who are immunocompromised or, the elderly population and stuff like that. Like, if you have the means of staying home, please stay home. But I understand that it's challenging for you to find space, especially if you have a large family. Thankfully, it's just me and my husband here at home, and our place is big enough to where I can hide, I can go here, I can process. And then what I will do is I will just allow myself to feel. And I will really be present to those feelings. And I will remind myself that I have permission to feel this way. And the moment you give yourself permission, it's like all the floodgates just open up, right? The floodgates open up, and you're sitting there and you're processing. And then you will find that after 10 to 15 minutes, that emotion just goes away, because an emotion is just energy and motion. And if you allow the energy to move rather than stay stuck within you, it will go away. And just doing that alone has given me so much peace and has given me so much freedom. But so keeping myself and 3 kids home, absolutely. Yes, please stay home. Illness is really hard and suppress immune systems. Absolutely. So, and here's the thing, guys, when we're feeling uncertain, our brains create all kinds of stories, meanings, and interpretations. And our brains were designed to help us survive, okay? It's not this thing in our heads is not to help us thrive. It's really to help us survive. I believe our hearts help us thrive. Our brains help us survive. And through survival, when you are constantly focused on surviving, you're constantly focusing on, what's wrong, what's going on in the world, and how can I survive? And so very easily, we feel anxious because we are focusing on the future that hasn't yet happened. And we're also focusing on what it is that we don't want. Okay. And it's so important at this time to allow yourself to feel without getting sucked into it, right? Because getting sucked into it means you can't do anything about it. You feel disempowered. You feel you feel stuck. And through that stuck energy, are you able to help yourself? First of all, help yourself. Second of all, help your family. And third of all, help anybody outside of your family. I started a thread yesterday of just like inviting the community to come together and to really help one another. If someone needs, groceries or bills to pay, or if someone needs someone to talk to or a service or whatever, and if you are someone who can help people, whether it's financially, emotionally, in any way, shape, or form, please do that, right? And the reason why I created that thread, you can't be in a position to help people if you are getting sucked into the media, if you're getting sucked into your emotions, into other people's emotions. There is really nothing that you can do about your circumstances when you find yourself in that position. So it's so important. This is why I created this challenge, is to transmute that fear into faith. Now, before we get into this practice, and every day I want to give you guys a practice. So today's practice, if you guys are not familiar with it, maybe you are familiar with it, it's called Emotional Freedom Technique, also known as EFT, also known as tapping. And it is a practice that I do anytime I feel anxiety, anytime I feel an emotion that I need to pass, anytime I have a limiting belief that I need to work through. It's just so magical how it works. I'll explain a little bit more about how it works, and then we're just going to get into it. And today's about you releasing what you are feeling. Okay, I want to transition this challenge into global healing. I want us to meditate. I want us to send unconditional love to the entire planet, to those who really need healing, to those who are struggling. I want us to all come together and really be the light for other people. But until we get there, we have to be the light for ourselves. So if you're not taking care of yourself right now, if you are not elevating your own mindset and doing your own inner work right now and doing your own self-care, then you cannot help other people. Okay, you got to fill up your cup first. Now, there's a lot of, though there's chaos, there's fear, there's things happening in the world, I also like to focus on the bright side of things. And I just want to give you guys encouragement and just inspire you to see the opportunity in what's happening around the world right now as well, aside from all the scary shit that you're already familiar with. I don't have to even tell you, because all you got to do is go on Facebook or Instagram or the news, and you're just inundated, right, with this fear, with this panic, with this chaos. So I've been doing some reflecting myself, as we all are, and I've made a list of some opportunities that really helped me shift my focus personally, and I want to share these opportunities with you as well so that you can start seeing the silver lining, because out of every single dark tunnel comes a light. Right? And our world, nature, the nature of this third dimension that we are in, the 3D physical reality, right? The reality that we can see, taste, touch, and feel and hear, is that there are opposites. There is light and there is dark. There is sadness and there is joy. Right? There is hatred, there is love, there is fear, there is love. That's just the duality of it. And with every challenge, with every obstacle does come an opportunity. And this really comes down to a game of focus, you guys. And all of our, the biggest opportunity, the first opportunity that I see in this is that all of our spiritual, all of our mental, and all of our emotional work that we have been doing as light workers, especially if you've been following me for the last few years, like, you are definitely one of those people, because you've been doing, like, I've been, basically leading this community into doing this work. And this work, in the beginning starts with doing the work for yourself. But after some time, you are then in this position to then be able to help other people. And all of this work that we've been doing has led to this very moment where we are now able to be the light for other people. We're able to keep our vibration high, even when it's so easy to get it back down, right? It's so easy to get sucked back down. It's so easy to have negative thoughts. It's so easy to have negative emotions. That's all easy, and that's what most of the world is doing. But we who have been doing this work, we're in this very, very privileged position where we can help people, and we can bring light to people, and we can inspire people. And all of this mental, emotional, spiritual inner work that we've been doing is finally going to pay off, right? This is what it's here for. Tony Robbins says this quote that I really, really love, which is, "The secret to living is giving." And that's so true. We are here to give, right? It feels so good for us to give. And once we've been able to give to ourselves, we can now give to other people. A few more opportunities. I see this as a time for global self-reflection, global meditation, and global prayer. I see this as a time to really self-reflect on how we take care of ourselves, how we take care of others, how we treat ourselves, how we treat others. And then also something that's really been coming to me, especially people who have been finding themselves in financial hardship right now, is that perhaps this is a time to really reflect on how we take care of our finances and how we relate to money. And though things might be hard for a while, when we come out of this, perhaps this is a push for all of us to really elevate our relationships with ourselves, relationships with other people, relationships with money, relationships with the physical world, right? There's so many beautiful things that are coming to light right now. And if you are someone who maybe didn't save enough money or maybe didn't invest enough money, perhaps this is a time to really look at your finances and go, wow, anything can happen in the world. any kind of uncertainty can come about. It's not just a global virus, guys. It could be, God forbid, some other challenge that happens in your life. But if you are mentally and financially prepared for it, you can come out of anything. So perhaps this is just shining a light on places in your life where perhaps you may have neglected, or perhaps you may have overlooked. And so now it's an opportunity to really plan for the future, right? Though it feels so hard to think about the future because we don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't even know what's going to happen next week. If we can just elevate above that and just look past that for just a moment, perhaps this is preparing us for beauty in the future. Okay. This is an opportunity to get time, you guys, time to work on things in your life that you have been praying for. Meaning, there might be a project that you have been putting on the back burner. Maybe it's building a website. Maybe it's getting crystal clear on your packages that you want to offer to people. Maybe you've been wanting to write a book, but you keep telling yourself you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, you don't have the space. Well, guess what, you guys? We got time now. We got time to work on projects. We got time to create. Right? We got time to finally do the things that are so important to us, but we keep convincing ourselves that they're not important. So personally for me, I'm going to start working on a couple of projects that I've been putting on the back burner where now I'm like, everything's canceled. All my travel has been canceled until like June or July. Unfortunately, our Bali retreat got postponed. Our live event got postponed. Every single event that I've been speaking at has gotten postponed. So I'm literally here at home and I'm just like, well, shit, like now I have all this time. So why not utilize this time to then really bounce back from this, guys? It's going to create some challenges in your life. I get it, but there's going to come a time where it's going to pass. And what you choose to do right now will pay off in the future. Also, something really interesting I was reflecting on is how this is an opportunity to let Mother Earth breathe. And what I mean by that is, think about it. We're all at home. We're not traveling. We're not driving our cars. Factories are closed. There's a lot of things that are closed right now. And so perhaps maybe this is a break. Maybe this happened because Mother Earth is like, you guys, you've taken global warming way too far. So now it's time for me to breathe. I need a breather. We need to get all the smog out of the atmosphere, or however it works, right? We need to get this out. I need a breather. We need to stay clean. And so maybe that's why this is happening, right? Just another idea. I mean, I don't know, you don't know, none of us know, but if you can start to create these reasons in your head of why it might be happening in a way where you can look at it and feel empowered, you're going to feel a lot better. Right? You're going to feel less anxious. You're going to feel less stress. You're going to feel less fear. And this is an opportunity to surround ourselves with love and really take inventory of all the incredible relationships that we have. Guys, look around you. Call your loved ones. This is an opportunity to really connect with people. Okay? Like, maybe it's time to text that person that you haven't talked to in a while and check in on them. Maybe it's time to call your family. Maybe you are stuck at home with your family. So why not get to know your family really well and just like surround yourself with this love and remind yourself how much love there is around you. Maybe it's an opportunity to support our brothers and sisters and really restore faith in humanity. Right? Maybe it's a time and an opportunity to show each other, whether we know each other or we are strangers to one another, we haven't yet met, that we fucking care. And human beings are beautiful creatures because we're all spiritual beings in human form. And we all, at the very core of our essence, are really good human beings. I believe that. I believe that we can make shitty decisions. I believe that we can be misguided, right? And do horrible things or whatever, do the unforgivable, whatever. But at the core of who we truly are, we're spiritual beings in human form, and we are all good. We have good inside of us. We do have good inside of us. So perhaps this is a time to restore faith in humanity. And then I already mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. It's time to put our mindset and spiritual inner work to action. Okay. It's not just about visualization and meditation now. It's about really putting it into action. It's not just something sounds nice, right, Catherine? If I have an extra 10 minutes in my day to meditate, maybe I will. Now it's like you have the time And there is no excuse. The world really needs it. We need to elevate the vibration of this planet. So you got to do what you got to do. It's time to take action. In any way, shape, or form that you can take action. So maybe you have a service-based business and you offer your services to people who really need it right now. Maybe you have a product that you can share with people. I'm not saying to necessarily make everything in your business, if you have a business, be free and just offer as a free for all for people. That's not what I'm saying, because we all still have to make money. Everyone still, needs finances in order to get through this time. But what I'm asking you to do is to get creative on how you can help people. Maybe there is some sort of low cost or free offer that you can offer to people so that they can bring hope into their lives. This is really what we've been preparing for. And I see this beyond the darkness. I see the light through this. And I encourage you all to, if my reasons are not resonating, for you to create your own interpretations, for you to create your own meanings, for you to create your own reasons. You see, your brain is automatically going to create meanings and interpretations and reasons for why this is happening. So you might as well be the one to guide your brain to find ones that are empowering you. Okay. Yeah, I'll absolutely save this. This is going to be a forever recording. And this is also going to go on the podcast, which reminds me, should have plugged in my microphone. Why was I not thinking? Again, you guys, I'm coming on here with no plan. I'm just coming on here to serve in any way, shape, or form that I can. I'm doing what I can to bring hope and love and faith to as many people that want to tune in and want to watch me. And I believe that all of us coming together is going to raise the vibration of the planet. Yeah, choose the story that you tell yourself. Absolutely. And guys, faith does not really even matter unless it looks like it's not happening, right? When, there's no such thing as faith if there is no such thing as fear, right? It's when we feel the most fear and when it looks the darkest outside that faith is most important. Okay. Faith is not just a word that you kind of throw around on social media, yes, let's have faith, right? Most people really need faith in the darkest of times. So though it's not easy, it's most crucial and it's most necessary right now. So I want to take you guys into a tapping practice, because I want to give you guys something tangible to work through. Yes, I'm praying for all of you guys and everybody. We are going to do some prayers this week. We're going to do some meditations, okay? But right now we need to take care of ourselves. So EFT is a practice that I've fallen in love with and have used for the last couple of years. And essentially what it looks like is we're going to be tapping on our body. Okay, we're going to be using 2 fingers. You could use 2 fingers, you could use 1. I recommend 2 because then you have more surface area that you're covering, because essentially there are these acupressure points along our meridians in our bodies. Okay. And what EFT basically is psychological acupressure. Okay. If you've ever heard of acupuncture, it's kind of similar in the way that it works, but you don't need needles and you can do it to yourself, which is really, really cool. And basically the belief behind EFT is that any energy disruption in the body is what creates negative emotions and pain. Okay. And what EFT does is it brings the meridians, the energy flowing through your body back into balance so that you can release negative emotions. And EFT is also used for pain too. So if you've got a headache, if you have back pain, I've used it for back pain. I've used it for headaches. You can use it for migraines, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a beautiful way for you to release energy that isn't serving you and bring your body back into balance. When you tap on these certain points, what you're also doing is you're actually sending a signal to your brain to help your body calm down. So it's literally sending a signal to the part of your brain that controls for stress. So it really does reduce your stress. It does reduce your anxiety. And fun fact for you guys, EFT, there's actually a experiment, study is a better word, that was done in 2013 where they took veterans and active military personnel through EFT. I think it was for a month or 2 or something along the lines of that. And they have found that, these are veterans and active military personnel with PTSD. And they have found that after even just a month or 2 of doing EFT, those who have had PTSD coming into the study found that more than half of them didn't even fit the criteria for PTSD, didn't even qualify for PTSD by the end of it, which is so mind-blowing and so cool, and just goes to show you how effective it is. So it's really effective for anxiety, for PTSD. And it's because it massively reduces your psychological stress. So in these times, this is a great practice that you can come back to. You can do it yourself, and I'm going to teach you the very basics. I'm going to lead you through a script. However, even if you don't know how to do it, you can still do it. Meaning that I'm going to give you guys the basic outline of how it works, and then throughout the day, you can literally do it to yourself, and you can always come back to this recording, and you can always repeat it over and over again. Man, I really should have plugged in my microphone, but now I'm thinking that those on the podcast who are listening to me probably need to come watch this recording anyway, because you guys can actually watch me doing it, and I want you to tap along with me. Now, if you are driving, or if you're doing some activity that you, would you be driving? Because we shouldn't be driving anywhere. Anyway, hopefully you're at home, and hopefully you're present and you're not doing something. Like, I really want your guys' attention when you're doing it. So if you cannot do it right now, at least listen to me and at least watch me, and then come back to the recording and go through this process. So the very first thing I want all of you to do, okay? So we're going to do this together. I want you to kind of name the feeling or the emotion that you're feeling right now most. Okay, is it fear? Is it stress? Is it anxiety? Is it worry? What is it? I want you to name it. And it's so important to name it when it comes to EFT, because when you name something, you start the process of letting it go. You start the process of it no longer overpowering you, okay? Okay, so anxiety is one that I see. Fear, sadness, okay, worry, fear, fear, worry, sadness, worry. Okay, I'm looking for the ones that are going to appear the most so that I can work with them through the script that I'm going to give you guys. However, whatever word resonates most with you, I want you to use it. So even if I'm saying something out loud that is not resonating, I want you to literally just talk over me and just flip it to what does. Okay, uncertainty, anxiety. So I'm going to use anxiety because it looks like, even though I'm anxious, afraid, and worried. Okay, we're going to go anxious, afraid, and worried. Those are the three emotions that I'm going to work with, okay? At least in this demo that I want to share with you guys. Okay, I want you guys to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 right now. How, with 1 being like, doesn't really bother me at all, like not really feeling it, not feeling it at all maybe, to 10 being like, Catherine is driving me insane. I feel it so much that I literally cannot focus on anything in my daily life right now. So from 1 to 10, how, on that scale, how are you feeling? How intense are those emotions? Okay, I see a 10, and I want you to write it down. And it's so important that you write it down, and I'll share with you guys this at the very end of why you need to write it down, is because, actually I'll share it with you right now. Sometimes this process is so effective that by the end of it, your brain might actually deny that you were even feeling anything from the beginning. And so sometimes people who might come into this practice or into this process feeling a 10, when they come out of it and they feel a 1, they forgot that they felt a 10, and so they deny its effectiveness, right? So I want to show you guys the effectiveness of this because I want you to see your number literally going down. Okay, so we got some 5, 7, 5 through 6, 7, 4, 7, 8, 5, 10, 10, a couple 10s. Okay, 4 to 5, 7, yeah. And it's perfectly normal, and I don't want you guys to be embarrassed that even if you are someone who's looking at the brighter side of things, it's okay to feel things too. It's okay to go through an emotional roller coaster. It's okay to be really high up one day and really low the next day, okay? So give yourself that grace and give yourself that compassion, and do not judge yourself for it, okay? Okay, cool. We have some 1s. You're all good. Perfect. I would say for me personally right now, I'm also a 1. In the past week, I've been a 10, so it can range. I also tapped before I went live, so that's probably also why I feel a 1. Okay, so you got your number. I want you to write it down, okay? I want you to write it down. Don't just try to remember it. I want you to actually write it down so that you have it in front of you. And once you write it down, I just want to give you guys the points real quick. So you have the karate chop point, which is going to be our setup point. And we're really only going to use this point in the very beginning. And all I want you to do is you don't have to remember anything. You just got to watch me and you got to follow along and you just got to repeat after me. Okay, I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to take care of everything that you need to say in order for this to be effective. What's most effective is for you to just feel through it. Okay, so even if you're not paying attention to what I'm saying, even if you're getting distracted or whatever, just as long as you're feeling through the process, it'll be very effective for you. So this is a karate chop point. This is the eyebrow point right here. This is the side of the eye. This is the under eye. This is the under nose. This is the chin. This is the collarbone. Okay, so I recommend hitting right the meaty part. So this is bone, this is muscle, right underneath your collarbone. And with this point, I recommend using 4 fingers just because you get maximum exposure. So again, the points are here, but sometimes when we use too small of a finger, we don't necessarily hit it. And so when you use more fingers, more surface area covered, then you'll actually be able to really get onto the point. Then you have your underarm over here, which is basically like if you're a woman and you wear a bra, it's your bra strap zone. And if you're a man, just hit you like right parallel to your chest, but on the side of your arm underneath your armpit. And then you have the top of the head. And by the way, guys, if this thing kicks me off, if it's been an hour, I will come back and we'll finish off whatever we're doing. But I think that'll take no longer than 10 minutes, okay? So, all right, so those are the points. Now, I want you to just keep in mind how you're feeling. I'm going to work with anxious, afraid, and worried, and just repeat after me as you're tapping, okay? It doesn't matter which hand you use, doesn't matter which side of the face. You can even do 2. Sometimes when I'm like really going for it, I'm using both sides at the same time. And I don't want you to hit yourself too hard. I don't want you to just jam your fingers into your face, but I also don't want you to be too light because you need to feel yourself hitting these points, okay? So let's start this. How many times you have hit a few person like this before? I don't know what that means. Okay, so on the karate chop point, repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling anxious, worried, and afraid, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling worried, anxious, and afraid, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel anxious, worried, and afraid, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm feeling afraid. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling worried. I'm feeling out of control. I'm feeling the feelings and emotions of this entire world feeling out of control. It feels so chaotic right now. And I feel so worried. I feel so uncertain. And I don't know what's going to happen. None of us know what's going to happen. And that uncertainty really scares me. None of us know what's going to happen. And for that, I feel afraid. I'm afraid. I am worried. I am anxious. I'm having a hard time processing these feelings. feel so worried about what's going to happen. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to my loved ones? And because I don't know, I find myself feeling afraid. It's challenging right now. But I trust. I choose to believe that there is a greater reason behind all of this. I trust. I choose to believe that there is a higher purpose within this. I trust. I choose to believe that there is opportunity within this. I allow myself to let go. I allow myself to release. I give myself permission to really honor and take care of myself. I choose to look at the bright side of things. I choose to have faith. I choose to be the light. I choose to have faith. I choose to release myself of all negative emotions. I choose to release myself and relieve myself of all anxiety, all fear, and all worries. I choose to come back into my body. I choose to reconnect with myself. I choose to feel grounded. I choose to connect with Source. I choose to reconnect with my heart. I choose to be the light. I choose to be the light. And so it is. Okay, take a nice deep breath in and release. And take 2 more deep breaths in. Release. And in again. And out. Whew. And just shake yourself out. And right after you do that, what I like to do is I like to envision a red light around my root chakra. And I like to see this red light extending down into the middle of the earth and pulling up Mother Earth's energy through your body and bringing it up to your crown chakra. And then what I like to see is see the light way up above in the heavens, in the universe, however, wherever you like to connect, and bring it right through your crown chakra and bring it down to your feet so that you feel connected from both sides, so that you can bring this energy within you so that you can feel grounded. Because guess what? When you feel grounded, then you're able to help ground other people too. Okay? Good. I wasn't even feeling anxious, but I feel so ridiculously calm, relaxed, and uplifted. My body feels like it released stagnant energy. Ah, that's so good to hear. Okay, now I want you guys to rate yourselves, okay? Rate yourself on the scale of 1 to 10, and before you comment, I want you to share what was your number before and what is it now, okay? Just so that you can see the power that this healing modality has that is free to use, and you can do it to yourself. It's just so magical, right? Doesn't matter which side you do. Good, it got you kind of emotional. That's good, that's good. That's emotions. They're leaving, they're moving, they're processing. Yes, I feel more connected. 7 to 3. I feel like I got a big hug from Mother Earth. Good. 6 to 3, 7 to 3. Perfect. 8 before 2. I was a 6 and now I feel like a 1. Good, good, good. And guys, if you don't feel 100%, just because I don't want to take up all your time and do this for a while, but like typically with my clients, especially if I'm working like on a one-on-one setting or with my students, I will make sure that they go all the way down to a 1. And how this process works, you guys, is you go through the karate chop point, you list out the problem, the feelings that you're feeling, the limiting belief that you have, whatever it is that's frustrating you. And you say, even though blank, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You do that 3 times. And then what you do is you go through the process, listing and voicing out how you're feeling, what your fears are, what your limiting beliefs are, whatever it is, just let it go, let it go, let it go. It's just a verbal release, okay, while you're tapping. Because again, the tapping is sending signals to your brain to help you calm down. So those are triggers that you're listing out. So the next time you feel that trigger, you're actually going to feel much calmer because you've told your brain that when I feel this trigger, I'm going to be calm through it. And then when you feel yourself shifting, you then start voicing out reframes. So you just flip things and you say, you know what, even though, and it's so easy to do this, you go, even though I'm feeling this way, I choose to feel otherwise. I choose. And I choose is such a powerful pre-frame because it's like, even if you don't yet believe in what you're saying, at least you are choosing to believe it. And that's going to help you bring that wall of resistance down so that you can start to believe those reframes. And again, by tapping, you're basically anchoring in those feelings. And this is why this is so powerful. And this is why I use this. And this is why I love to share it. Yeah, good, 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 good. Okay, good, good, good. Awesome. My girlfriend brought me here. Love her for this. Oh, beautiful. Such beautiful things. I feel liberated. I cried. Good, 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 good. Okay, guys, it's a tool that you can use every single day, right? And I encourage you to come back to this. If you feel anything come up through this whole week and you feel like you need to ground yourself back in, you need to pull yourself back in, just come back to this practice. Okay, now some more suggestions before I go, because there's more coming tomorrow. There's more coming the next day and the next day. Every day I'll bring you something. I do my best to tune in and tap into what the collective needs. And today I got the message that you guys need to tap this shit through. Some more suggestions for keeping anxiety low at this time is to, for instance, my suggestion, and this is a hack that I've been using because my husband, for instance, is very neutral. When he watches the news or he stays informed around issues that are going on globally, he's very neutral. He doesn't get sucked into it, which I think is such an awesome, skill to have, is to not get sucked in. However, if you are someone who feels other people's emotions or gets sucked into other people's fears very easily because you're empathic, I suggest to not watch the news, don't read any articles, don't even follow social media accounts that are sharing, things that aren't very positive right now, and trust and have someone that you trust. So whether it's a spouse or a friend or a cousin or a family member, to be the ones to stay informed, to then share with you information in a very neutral way. Okay, because I do believe it's important to stay informed right now because you got to know, what to do in these situations. However, I suggest you not getting sucked in. I also suggest that you stay off for the most part of social media. Now, social media is important right now because this is how we're connecting so that we don't feel isolated. This is a great way for us to stay in touch with one another. What I'm referring to is like that aimless scrolling, just a scroll. Oh shit, I'm on the Explore page. What's going on my Explore page? Oh shit, I'm 20 accounts deep now. It's so easy for you to feel anxious when your energy is just like sporadic and just spread all over the place, especially when it comes to social media. So please, what I suggest for you guys is to find like 2 to 3 to 4 max accounts that are keeping you elevated and uplifted at this time, and just ignore the rest at this time. Okay. Now, also you can use social media to chat with your friends and stay connected and look for people to talk to. But what I'm talking about is that like aimless, distracted kind of usage of social media. Use this time to self-reflect, to meditate. Use this time for self-care. I know all of us women have a face mask in our bathrooms that we haven't yet used, or I know that you can Google how to create create like all these awesome self-care products, like for instance, a DIY mask or a DIY bath bomb or DIY scrub or something. Like, do something very, very nice for yourself. Really, really indulge in self-care, really indulge in self-reflection practices, do some EFT, do some meditation, and really dive into some projects that you have been putting on the back burner for a while now. And look at this as your opportunity to dive into that. Use this time to also give back to other people, especially if you're in the position to help people in any way, shape, or form, whether it's to hold space for people or financially help them or however it might be. Please do so, because guys, when you are giving, it feels really good to give, and that's going to really help you stay grounded through this whole process. And then as anything that comes up for you, please tap on it and just release it, because in order for you to show up for other people, you first have to show up for yourself. I cooked today. LOL, that's big for me. Good. Some pet therapy. That sounds amazing. There are some great accounts there that you can follow. I really like @Upworthy right now, which is constantly posting very positive news. And like very, very encouraging and inspiring and uplifting content. Really suggest them. And then of course, a lot of the spiritual entrepreneurs that you have already been following, I'm sure, are posting a lot of great stuff. So just keep following them, keep staying connected to them. Don't follow your Aunt Betty that's just down in the dumps right now and posting all kinds of panic and fear and chaos and, oh my God, what are we going to do? Don't follow those kind of people right now. You don't need more of that. You don't need more of that fear to enter into your space. And yeah, you guys, that's it for day 1. I will be bringing you guys tomorrow a beautiful meditation that we're all going to do together so that we can send in unconditional love into ourselves, and then send that unconditional love out into the world. And really, every single day, my goal by the end of this is for you to take all of your fear and transmute it into faith, and have faith that everything is happening for the highest good. Everything is happening for a higher reason, and this too shall pass. We might as well do our best while it's still passing. Right? So be the best version of yourself and encourage other people around you to be the best versions of themselves too. Great time to organize. My Aunt Betty is my Uncle Bob. Great time to organize, great time to pack. Yeah. Family members can be a major source of anxiety. I just encourage you guys to be above that. I encourage you guys to be the leaders. Don't let them lead. You be the leader, okay? Because your high vibrational energy is what's going to pull them out, okay? But if you look at it the opposite way, their low vibrational energy is what's going to pull you down, okay? And I'd rather you pull people up with you than be pulled down into other people, because your gift, your light is so needed by the world right now. Okay, you have to be the leader. You got to be the trailblazer. And it's not going to be easy, but that's why we have each other. We have each other so that we can help one another, so that we can stay uplifted and inspired, so that we can help more people. Okay? I love you guys so much. Also, get some exercise in. It's a really great way to move the energy. You can do at-home workouts. You can go on YouTube. You can sign up for memberships. I know there's also memberships out there that offer at-home workouts that you can do with your body weight. You don't need any weights. You don't need any equipment. You need to move your body. I know Brennan and we have been going on jogs every single day, obviously avoiding people, going to places that have absolutely no people on the streets. Have been running around and then coming back to a room and doing some workouts at home as well. Very, very important. And then also feed yourself right. And if you do have anxiety, I also suggest you guys stay away from coffee at this time, because coffee can be an amplifier. Caffeine in general can be an amplifier of these negative emotions. Okay. Yeah. Shamans use shaking and dance to move energy. My girl, Sahara Rose, I think her handle is I am Sahara Rose. She does some awesome like shamanic dancing, and I know she's going to do some stuff around that this week. So put on some music, dance it off, shake it off, do your best to move the energy. And guys, we all have each other. I got you. We're going to get through this, and this will pass. No, not the coffee. I've been coffee free for 3 months now. It's not that bad, I promise you. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome, awesome day, and I will post the recording in just a bit. Mwah. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up the extra inspiration on Instagram by following @ManifestationBabe or visiting my website at manifestationbabe.com. I love and adore you so much and can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. In the meantime, go out there and manifest some magic.